Good morning. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Accounting Simplified. I have a little cough, but we have to get this video running. Alright, so welcome to Accounting Simplified, where we make accounting easy for small business owners like you. In today's video, we'll be talking about something every business owner needs to understand, and that is the expenses you should record for your small business. Keeping track of your expenses isn't just about saving receipts, it's the secret to knowing where your money goes and how to grow your profits. So, if you've ever wondered which expenses should be recorded, then stay tuned because I'm going to break it all down in a simple and practical way so that you can start using it today. Let's dive in. Alright, let's get into it properly. As a small business owner, keeping good records of your expenses helps you to know exactly how much it costs you to run your business and how much profit you are truly making. Let's look at some main expenses you should always record. But before I get into that, let me explain what a business expense is. A business expense is simply an expense or a cost you incur to enable you run your business. Is an expense you must incur for your business to run smoothly. It's not all expenses that you incur that are necessary for your business. Some expenses you incur are not necessary for your business, while some are necessary. Now, what justifies if an expense is necessary is if that expense would help you run your business properly. Take, for instance, a shop. If you don't have a shop or a place where you do your business, you might not be able to run that business. So, having a rental space or an office space is extremely important. So, now we understand the type of expenses that would incur and the type that we need to record for our business. Let's talk about the types of expenses we have. And if you know you're getting value for your time, I'd like to encourage you to consider subscribing to this channel so that you can get more tips on how to run your business properly. Now, let's take into the type of expenses that are necessary for the business. Number one, our rental or office space expense. This expense is extremely important. It's the spot where you're going to run your business. Without an office space, without a shop space, you might not be able to run your business. However, it depends on the type of business you're running. Some businesses are done online, but if your business is one that requires physical contact, like you sell goods or services, then you need an office space to sell that product. Even if you run an online business, most people use their home as a store for keeping their products. So if you have to get a space because you want clients to come to a designated office space for them to buy your product, then you must get a shop, as the case may be, or a store. So rental or office space expense is number one and a very major expense that you must record in your business. Another very important expense you need to record is your utilities. Utilities are things like light bill, water bill, internet. These are things that you need to run your business. You need light to run your business because if you don't have light, for instance, how can you run your business? Some businesses don't require lights, but if, for instance, you sell products that require fridge, those products need to be cold, so you need a light to run that business. So water is another utility expense because you might need water to flush your toilet. In that case, you must have either a drum where you keep your water, or you get from the part of the country where I am, people normally get what we call water carriers and they bring water and you pay for that water. So that water is a core expense because if you don't have water, for instance, you cannot be able to maybe use the toilets, which you need to run your business. Is very important because you're in the shop. You don't expect you want to use toilet, you now have to go very far away. So it's better off you have a toilet in your place of work and then you need to flush after using the toilet. You might need to wash your hands as the case may be. So water is a very important expense. And the good thing about water expense is that it doesn't cost so much. Another very important expense that you need to record is your salary or wages or staff costs as the case may be. These are monies you pay to those that work for you, those that you employ. If you have a place and you have people that work for you, they help you run your business. You can't do the business alone. You need a cleaner to help you clean your shop. At the end of the month, you have to pay that cleaner whatever is the agreed salary for that cleaner. If you need an office assistant, as the case may be, someone to help you do some running around, going to the market, going to several places, delivering your products to your clients, that office assistant must be paid something. Because if you don't have that office assistant, you cannot run your business. If you're a very busy person and then you need to stay in the shop to watch how things are going, they need someone to help you deliver those products. Are we together? So any person you pay to help you run your business, that is going to come under salary and wages. Another classification is your supplies of materials and every other thing. So if you have to go to the market to buy your stock, you need to go to the market to buy your stationery and every office supply or every supply of the shop, that is going to be under supplies and material. Another classification is transport and delivery cost. So if, like for instance, you need to go to the market, the transport cost you incur to going to the market to buy those products and bringing them back to the market, bringing them back to the shop will make up your transport cost. And in the case of delivery, like I gave the instance earlier, whereby you have someone that helps you deliver the product to your client, you'd have to pay delivery cost. Another very important expense you might incur in your business is repair and maintenance. When you have certain appliances in your office, be it a car, be it your laptop, they might require a maintenance if they develop a fault or the other. So you call in the repair guy and the guy helps you fix your laptop, for instance, or you call up the mechanic that helps you fix your car, for instance. Now all these expenses will be under repair and maintenance. Another very key important expense is your marketing and advertising expenses. So if you pay a media house to help you advertise your product, or you make things like flyers or have a website and you pay for promotion on that website to help promote your product, that will fall under your marketing and advertising expenses. And if, for instance, you have a professional, maybe someone that gives you advice on how to run your business, say an accountant, or you have a lawyer that helps you with your court cases. If you have a case with a client, that lawyer is helping you, guide you on how to run that court case. Those will fall under professional fees. So these are some of the expenses you would require to record. If this might not be exhaustive, but if there are any other expense that you require to run your business efficiently, you must account for it. You must give it a heading. These expenses I mentioned are examples. They are not all of it. So in case you have other expenses you incur, then find the appropriate heading. How do you get the heading? What is it for? I gave the instance of utility, lights, water. Those are utility. If you're running, let me give a very for instance, if you have to buy meals for your client that come to your shop as a way of entertaining them, that could be under entertainment expense. You can also call it food expense. Any name that helps you remember the particular expense that clearly explains what the money was used for, that's okay. Are we together? Now, and I'll be guiding us on how we are going to record these expenses. We have talked about the types of expenses. Now, we'll be talking about how to record these expenses. Now, if you know you're getting value for your time I would like you to please consider subscribing to this video. I believe so far what I've said has made sense, and if it has, please let me know in the comment section if you've tried any of these things that I'm talking about today, so that we would know what really worked for you and we could also learn from you. Are we together? And if there's something new you've learned, please hit the subscribe bell, hit the button, put it in the comments section so that we know we are adding value. I know sometimes accounting might look complicated, but we are here to give you an easy step by step procedure so that you can do this by yourself as a small business owner. Alright, let's continue what we are talking about. Now, I'm going to be giving you a format which I'll be describing. You will see that on your screen. It's going to pop up very soon. So let's start with the format for your. Let's use the first experience we talked about, and that was your. Just give me a moment, trying to cough out some things. That was your rental expense. So if you're to do a format for this rental expense, the most important thing we need is the date. So you write your date. The next will be your description. That will be the next column. The next column will be your folio number or receipt number, as the case may be. And the next column will be the amount. Now, for the date, you're going to write the date you made the payment for your rental space. Are we together? Now, under description, you're going to be telling us the period for the space. Is it a 1 year payment? Is it a 2 year payment? Who did you pay to? The name of the person you paid to. Are we together? The account details of the person you paid to. That should be under the description. And then we have the receipt or invoice, receipt number or ledger folio number. This is just the number on the receipt. When you made payment to the person that gave you the place, the landlord of the place, he must have issued you a receipt. So you're going to write that receipt number in the folio number space. And then you have the amounts telling us how much you paid for it. Now, the good thing why you must record your rental space is that it's going to guide you to know the time frame you paid for the space. What bookkeeping does for us is that it guides us. Sometimes, in fact, most times, we can't have a record of everything that happens, detailed record. So, if for instance, the person that gave you the space comes, say, in 9 months' time and tells you that your rent is due, but you know it isn't due, the only way you can convincingly tell the landlord that your rent isn't due is by getting the receipt that he gave you and showing him that this is the date you purchased and paid for this space, and this is the time frame, and therefore this is the time you will be needing to pay another payment. Are we together? So, because you have a record of what you've paid for, you can boldly speak to the landlord and say, "Sir, here and here and here information regarding my rent." If you don't have it, you'll be able to convince him. And if it's someone that is very adamant, he might insist on you paying him another rent or asking you to pack if you're not willing to pay. So you can see why recording is very important. It helps us to monitor and track our expenses. It helps us to clearly convince anybody that counters what we know. Are we together? So that is that for the description of your rental space. You now have the amount. Now this expense is a one-off payment. It's a one-time payment. It's not what you record like every month. No. It's done once in a month or once in a while because you have paid the rent for a year. You won't be due to pay that rent until another year. Except you practice monthly rental payments. If that is the case, you have to record this rental expense on a monthly basis. Another expense we've been talking about is your utility. Now, things like light, water, internet. How do you record this expense? Your date is the first thing that we want to see. We want to see a description. We want to see your folio number and your amount. Excuse me. Now, this format is applicable to all expenses. The most important thing is that when it comes to the description, you should be able to give us full details of every single expense. Like if I were to record my light expense, for instance, after I've written the date I purchased the NEPA card, as the case may be in this part of where I stay, under description I'll write the duration. This NEPA bill I bought is how many kilowatts? Are we together? It could be 500 kilowatts. Whatever the kilowatt it is, you write it down. If the rate is on that receipt, you also write the rate. That would guide you. If perhaps NEPA officials come tomorrow and tell you, Oga, you have to vacate or we are going to cut you off the light because you've not paid your NEPA bill. You say, no, I've paid. Oh. You show them the evidence and the time frame. Now, because you have evidence, you can convince such people to stay off your property because you've engaged and you've been paying for your light bill. But if you don't have a record of it, you cannot convince them. How do you intend to convince them? Are we together? So that's that. So you now write the amount, how much you paid for it. Now, one good thing about recording such expenses is that it's going to help you track. If perhaps next month you buy NEPA card, let's say this month I bought 50 kilowatts for 5,000 naira and it lasted me for a month. And if by next month I say, okay, I'm going to pay 50,000
Don't
naira.
forget to like, share, subscribe if you're having value for this video. I love you guys. Thanks for your support. You guys are the bomb. Wow.
Now, another expense you'll be recording is your salary. Under salary, the same format, but under description, you're going to have the names of those you paid, you understand, and the amount. So let's say you have a cleaner and you know her name, maybe Chinya is her name. You have an office assistant, maybe Ude is the name of the person. You're going to write details of the salary. That will contain the name of the person you paid and the amount and the duration they worked, and you pay them salary. So recording helps us write down details so that we can use it as reference purposes for
If you're
tomorrow.
having value for
Are we
your
together?
time, like,
Another example
share,
that we'll have
subscribe to Accounting Simplified for your daily
is the
accounting
example of
tips.
your supplies and materials. So when you buy your stock, you're going to write it under this the same format: a date, description, receipt number, and amount. So did you have the date you purchased the goods? So under description, you're going to have who supplied you, the name of the supplier, the quantity. If you bought 10,000 bags of cement, for instance, you will have 10,000 bags of cement at maybe 10,000 naira for each bag. Name of supplier, Dangote. Under amount, you now have the full amount you purchased the item for. So you have details of the products. Now this is going to guide you if perhaps tomorrow you want to count your stock, because you have a record of how many quantity of stock you purchased. You're going to add that figure to whatever you have at your stock level at the beginning of the period. That will now give you total stock you have in your shop as of that date. But if you don't have that record and you're just selling without keeping record, and then someone comes and say, how many goods have you sold so far? Because you're not keeping record, you didn't even keep record of how much you bought them or how many you bought at the very start. You be guessing, maybe I bought 10,000, maybe I've sold 500. But if you have it properly written down and recorded, you will save yourself all those stress. Are we together? So recording is very, very important. You cannot overemphasize the importance and the benefits of
10, like, share, comment, on account.
So that is what it's going to do for you. It's going to help you know how much stock you have so far. So this is how you're going to record every other expense, your repairs and maintenance. If it's car that was repaired, you're going to write car repair under the description. What got spoiled that was repaired, maybe the valve or the horn, how much you spent, maybe 10,000 naira. Are we together? So this gives you record, accuracy record, accurate record of all that transpired, and detailed record. If perhaps tomorrow you fix the horn of your car today and you pay 10,000 naira, and then tomorrow you pay, you have to fix that same horn, you would use that to talk to the mechanic repair and say, Oga, I repaired my car horn last week. This week is bad again. He will say, no, guys, no horn that I repaired. I repaired the valve. You say, no, guys, it's a horn. You can tell him categorically why, because he recorded it. And then you could tell him, Oga, why did my horn spoil again? I just fixed this horn last week and I paid it 10,000 naira. The man will know you know what you're doing. But if he comes and say, no, it's not horn, Oga, you fixed it. It's the valve you fixed. So this one, he will call you one name to confuse you. Are we together? So recording is very important, not just recording, detailed recording. It's going to save you a whole lot of things to help you track your expense. Now, if you're to repair the car on again, you tell the guy, can I give you 10,000 naira again? No? Because you say you fixed this car on. So what didn't you fix properly? And if you're very firm, you can tell him that you will not pay for it because he fixed it for you and it has spoiled again. You might say, okay, because of the goodness of that, I'll give you 2,000 naira. Instead of you paying him whole 10,000 naira, you will now pay 2,000 naira. So this will help you save your expense that you'd have incurred. Why? Because I have a record of it. So record keeping is very, very important. I hope my voice is not so poor. I just had to do this video note and I said, let me wait. I don't know where I got a call from, but it's going after all. I miss you guys. So I have to do these videos. So account simplified must go on. We must go on. So just bear with me. So like I was saying, recording is very, very important. Because you've kept record, you can track your expenses. Because you've kept record, you can monitor them. So these are the very reasons why you must keep record. It helps you track your expenses. It helps you monitor your expenses. It helps you create like a budget. What's a budget? A budget is simply an estimate of your inflows and your outflows. When I say inflow, I mean your income, your revenues, what you've received from selling those products. And when I say outflow, I mean your expenses. Are we together? So it helps you to control your costs. Because you've recorded your expenses, if perhaps tomorrow I will go and buy some products, the same quantity of products, and the price have increased or reduced. If it has increased, it's like, Mr. Dangote, I was there last week. I bought 10,000 cement at 10,000 naira per one. Why am I paying 15,000 naira for it now? You say, madam, things have increased. You say, I'll go, I'm your customer. Even if it cannot increase like that, I can't come and buy last week 10,000. This is 15,000 naira. Give me some discounts. Because I have record of how much you purchase, you can speak to Dangote's conscience. Dangote, no vex, I'm just doing a video. The baby girl is trying to make money like you're making money. So forgive for using your name Dangote, but you're popular. So I hope that video will go more viral. Sorry for the joke. Alright, so what am I trying to say? Because I have record of how much I bought, I can speak to them and say, okay, I'll pay 12,000 naira or 11,000 naira. I won't pay the same 10,000.
10, like, 10, share, 10, comment, 10 on accounting simplified, 10.
So these are the importances of record keeping. It helps you control your costs. It helps you track your costs. It helps you create a budget. You understand? It helps you look for ways to reduce costs. If, for instance, you notice that you're spending so much on, say, entertainment, food, maybe 10,000 naira every month, you say, is that why my customer comes? Instead of giving them food, I'll give them water. Yes, now, you're trying to cut your cost. If a plate of food is 1,000 naira and the person has like 10 people that comes to your shop in the space of 1 week, it means you spend 10,000 naira buying food for customers. No, no. If you do that the first time, second time you say, Oga, let me give you pure water. So, because I have a record of these expenses, you can monitor your expenses, you can track them, you find ways to reduce them, and try to implement them. While you're there to make profit, you're not there to just keep spending.
Ten, 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 like, ten, ten, share, ten, ten, comment, ten, ten, on accounting simplified, ten, ten, ten.
So these are some of the goodness and the benefits of recording your expenses. Hope we're having value for our time. If you are, please hit the subscribe bell and tell me if you'll be practicing some of these things that I've talked about so far. I believe you will. Okay, so these are the reasons why you must keep record of your expenses. Now that you know the key expenses for you to record, and now that you know how to record them, I believe you're going to put this into practice. And by putting this into practice, you're able to know how much profit you have made. We did a last class where we talked about how to determine your profit and loss accounts. And it's with the expenses, you'll be able to deduct them from your revenues to know what is your profit. So I believe you found this video very helpful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on that bell so I don't miss our next class. I want to encourage you to check out the video on proven strategies to, to, to increase your customer base. And I know you can now know how to prepare your profit and loss account. Thanks for watching. Remember, when you understand your numbers, you understand your business. See you in the next video. And please bear with me for my voice. I want to say thank you so much for staying tuned from the beginning to the end of this video. I know you have learned something, and I know you're putting this into practice to help your business grow and do better. Remember, understanding your number helps your business to grow better and helps you make more profit. Bye. Bye.
If you're having value for your time, like, dun, dun, share, dun, dun, subscribe to Accounting Simplified for your daily accounting tips and to grow your business.